All right, let's get one thing straight. Forget everything you think you know about competitive advantage. It's not some wall you hide behind. It's a weapon you wield. Today, we are not talking about passive protection. We're talking about business moats as active, psychological weapons. Fortifications that are designed to make any attack on your territory not just costly, but completely and utterly irrational.
This quote right here, it gets to the very heart of the conflict. See, a vitamin is a nice to have. It's elective. Sure, it might improve things a little, but it doesn't solve a real, urgent, bleeding wound. A painkiller, though, that's a necessity. Once a customer starts using it, they can't even imagine going without it. It becomes essential to their survival.
So I want you to stop and really ask yourself this question right now. Take a hard look at what you believe makes your business unique. Are those advantages just temporary features? Slightly better service, a lower price, a faster product? Or are they true structural fortifications? Because the answer to that question determines whether you're building a kingdom or just a temporary campsite. And that leads us directly to the single biggest mistake that most businesses make, falling into the feature trap. It's this delusion that competing on being better or faster or cheaper is a sustainable strategy. Let me tell you, it's not. It's a race to the bottom. It's a battle on a field where the rules change every single day.
Here's the brutal truth of it all. While you're obsessing over your next little tactical move, adding a new feature, cutting a price, your competitor is thinking 3 strategic moves ahead. They're not trying to copy your feature, they're planning to make your feature totally irrelevant by changing the entire game. You have to remember this. A feature is temporary. A structure, that's permanent.
So, before we can build, we have to demolish. We've got to tear down the myths that are leaving you exposed. These are the comfortable lies, the so-called conventional wisdom that leads directly to ruin.
First up, this myth that being first is everything. It's not. Honestly, being first just means you're the scout who clears the path, finds all the resources, and then gets completely overrun by the heavily armed settlers who just followed your trail. Without a defensible architecture, a real moat, the first mover is just doing all the hard work for the fast follower.
Second is the myth that your price is some kind of powerful weapon. No. Using price as your main advantage is strategic suicide. It just erodes your margins, it starves you of the cash you need to innovate and build real defenses, and it screams to the market that your only real value is being cheap. It is a battle nobody wins.
And maybe the most dangerous myth of them all, the idea that the best product always wins. It rarely does. A superior product without a moat is like a brilliant general without an army. Victory almost always goes to the one with the superior structure, the better distribution, the stronger network, the brand that just resonates more deeply. So, if features and all these common myths won't save you, what will? Well, we're going to engineer our defense around 4 core architectures. These are the moats that don't just protect you, they project power.
First up, network effects. This one is both elegant and absolutely brutal. I mean, think about the very first telephone. It's completely useless. The second telephone makes it useful. The 1000th makes it indispensable. Every new user adds value to every other user, and that creates this gravitational pull that is nearly impossible for a newcomer to escape.
And hey, this isn't just some new tech thing. The legendary car salesman Joe Girard understood this decades before the internet. He didn't just sell a car, he built a network. His bird dog system literally paid people for referrals. He turned every single satisfied customer into an agent, a node in his own personal network. He weaponized word of mouth.
The second moat is cultural mythology. This is where a brand transcends its actual product. It stops selling an item and starts selling an identity, a story, a legend. The product becomes just a physical artifact of that story, and you simply can't compete with a myth.
Think about it. Louis Vuitton is not a luggage company, it's a symbol of artistic travel. Coco Chanel didn't just sell dresses, she architected an entire world of aesthetics. Gucci turned its own dramatic family history into cultural lore. They're selling a narrative, not just a product. So how do you compete with that on features? The answer is, you don't.
Third, we have switching cost architecture. Now, this isn't about locking your customers into a contract. It's about weaving your solution so deeply into their operations, their workflow, their very identity, that the mere thought of leaving becomes a strategic nightmare for them.
In today's world, this is amplified by things like AI and integrated data platforms. When your system is providing critical, predictive insights about a customer's business, switching isn't just the hassle of migrating some data. It's a huge strategic risk. It's like willingly blinding yourself to your own future. You're not just a vendor anymore. You are a part of their central nervous system. And the fourth mode, proprietary scale. This is all about building an operational machine that is so unique, so efficient, or so massive that competitors physically cannot duplicate it. It's not that they don't want to, it's that they can't. They can't afford it, they don't have the logistics, or they just lack that unique combination of capabilities that you have.
Zara is an absolute masterclass in this. They've built this hybrid model that is a nightmare to compete with. They have the insane speed and responsiveness of fast fashion, but they infuse it with the scarcity and the elevated experience of a luxury brand through these limited edition drops. This unique structure lets them dominate a space that other companies can't even properly define, let alone try to enter. But why are these structures so incredibly powerful? Well, it's because a moat isn't just a business strategy, it's a psychological one. It projects this aura of dominance, of inevitability, that is incredibly attractive to high-value clients.
Just look at the contrast here. The mass market buyer, they spend their income focusing on price and features. The affluent client, on the other hand, invests in assets that build their net worth. They don't just buy status symbols, they reward high performance, and they actively seek out elite problem solvers. An unbreakable moat signals that you are an elite solution, not just another commodity.
And this right here is the ultimate point. A well-constructed moat is an offensive weapon. Its very existence screams a message to the rest of the market. Do not attack here. The cost is too high, the effort is futile. It forces your competitors to go fight for scraps on the little bits of territory you leave them, rather than ever daring to challenge your stronghold.
Okay, so this isn't just theory. This is an architectural blueprint. We'll call it the Corvus Correction. It's a simple, three-step framework you can use to start designing and reinforcing your own fortress. Step 1. Identify your high ground. What is the non-negotiable painkiller that you deliver? Step 2. Build the barrier. Which of the 4 moats, network, mythology, switching cost, or scale, is going to be your primary defense? And third, make any attack economically irrational. Fortify that structure relentlessly until any competitor who even looks at it concludes that an attack would be, frankly, insane.
So here is your directive. This week, I want you to pick one, just one, part of your operation. It could be your customer acquisition, your service delivery, your brand story, whatever. And ask this brutal question. Not what makes us better, but what makes us impossible to replicate. And if you can't come up with a clear, structural answer, you need to seriously consider whether you've actually built a defensible business, or if you're just holding down a temporary job waiting for the market to hand you a pink slip. The choice is yours. Fortify or fail.